G'day ladies and germs, Con here from CW's Tech Reviews, back with another video, and today we're doing my 6 month later review on the Oppo Find X2 Lite. That's not a mouthful. Now before I get started on my video, I just want to say if you decide to buy this device today because of me, please use my links to Amazon or eBay down below. Help me out. I'm a small channel, I need a bit of a boost. The Oppo Find X2 Lite was released in April 2020. It is now October 2020, and we're going to see how it holds up through 6 months of use. Now there is a huge influx of devices at the moment around the $600 to $800 price range. Some of those brands are Oppo, Nokia, Realme, Vivo. There's a huge list of competitors for that sort of mid-range space. I'm not going to go through all the specs because you've heard them all before. However, the display on this ain't too bad. You've got Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back, and just for reference, their low range models are sporting Gorilla Glass 3 and plastic on the back, so huge step up to the mid range. However, the brightness is coming in at about 430 nits and you're looking at about 410 ppi, I think, something like that. Although it's a step up in some ways, it's still like their low range devices in other ways. However, this is definitely an AMOLED display and it looks pretty good. It also comes with a headphone jack, and USB Type-C is what you would expect from any device in 2020. And one thing I will mention, there's a lot of phones being released at the moment without headphone jacks, so it's still good to get one in the Find X2 Lite. 6.4 inch display though, nice and big for watching all your content, Netflix, YouTube, all that stuff. I think the display and the build and design of this is quite nice. Look, typical candy bar, but look at these colors. Is that not the prettiest thing you've seen this year? Now the software experience is definitely an Oppo experience, and we experience this same feel throughout all their devices. And it's good to see them not sort of drifting from their new roots, so to speak. Right now we're looking at ColorOS 7. Now for reference, the Oppo A52 is ColorOS 7.1. And we're also looking at the August 2020 security patch. So pretty good, we're keeping up to speed. I think that security patches are more important than main feature updates because you need that security. And I do think that maybe you'll see Android 11 on this device maybe another 12 months if you're lucky. But for now, I don't think it's too bad. It's definitely, like I said, security is where the peace of mind is at. Now Oppo still has a bit of DNA from the early days when it was trying to copy Apple and everything it did. But most of that has left, and there's definitely an Android feel to it. And as with all Oppo software, it's got that terrible lock screen magazine. I think you just need to turn that off, do yourself a favor, get rid of it. But everything else is pretty good. I like how fast the software is, it's customizable, it's optimized, and I do like it for efficiency. And they seem to be really efficient when it comes to battery life. So I'm happy in all of my Oppo devices. Battery life and software is a good experience. Never used to be, but it's a good experience now. And look, this ties into the performance as well. You've got the Snapdragon 765G, you've got an Adreno 620, and 8GB of RAM powering the Find X2 Lite. And I think that's well and above what it needs to be. However, it gives you a really pleasant experience. Most gaming, you don't need to lower your graphics settings, it will cope just fine. And as usual, I do Leo's Fortune, PUBG and Asphalt 9 is my bit of a benchmark. Look, you might get a skip frame rate here and there, but on high graphics settings. Otherwise, it is a fun experience, and again, content, it handles it just fine, and you can do a bit of multitasking as well. You know, there's nothing worse than going to copy something from one app and paste it into another, and you get kicked out because of the RAM management. And I didn't really experience that at all in the Find X2 Lite. Overall, after 6 months, I would have to say the Find X2 Lite is still holding its own when it comes to performance. Good bargains out at the moment. This was around $750 at launch. It's currently between $6 and $650. For the price, it's whacking a serious punch. Now let's go look at the camera. The main camera is a 48 megapixel shooter. Then you've got a 8 megapixel wide angle. Then you have black and white 2 megapixel, and then you also have a depth sensor as well, which is only 2 megapixel. And as with most of these quad camera setups, the main camera, the main lens, 48 megapixel, it's pretty good. You get some nice good shots. Pretty heavy on the saturation, but most people like that. But then you start to get into the 8 megapixel and the 2 megapixel and the depth sensor, and you start to lose a bit of quality here and there. And I think for the main camera, 48 megapixel, you can't really go wrong. Bearing in mind, the Pixel 4a 5G is around the same price, and that camera is way better. Now, in terms of video, you do actually get 4K 30 frames per second, and you also get 1080p 60 frames per second as well. So you can have your high quality 4K images, and you can also have your 1080p 60 and slow it down for some slow motion video. However, it's not the most quality video footage you're going to get, and it does start to break apart once you edit it. So it's definitely just for the phone world, sharing your content online without too much editing. You can also have 720p 60 frames per second if you're a bit conscious about your storage, but with 128 gigabytes of storage and the cloud storage, you're probably going to be safe, and 720p 60 frames per second is redundant. Now, let's not forget, this is a 5G phone. And when it first came out, there was less 5G phones than there are 4G, and now we're starting to see that most phones coming out are 5G, or at least have a 5G option available. That is a plus. I mean, 5G is good. You want faster downloads, and I hear all the garbage to say that it's 5G is causing the world to die or whatever. I mean, 5G is a good option. It gives you faster internet. You can download more data quicker. Pixel 4a 5G is $799. Oppo Find X2 Lite is $649. So $150 difference. Maybe losing a bit in the camera, but winning in the battery life. So you've got to consider all choices here. Battery. I never have problems with battery on my Oppo phones. I do with my Pixel, I do with my Samsung, but not with my Oppo phones. Doesn't matter which one I use, my Oppo phones have great battery life. They usually come with some form of VOOC charging, which is some of the faster charging you're going to get. And most of the time I can squeeze a day and a half at least out of an Oppo phone. Top features for me, 5G, software, and that 48 megapixel shooter is pretty good for the price. The not so good for me at this price point is the display. Could be a little bit better, and I mean it could be more pixels per inch, it could be more dense, it could be maybe have 90 Hz refresh rate. So these are the things you're starting to see in other devices in late 2020 compared to early 2020. A lot of manufacturers are just leaping ahead when it comes to that refresh rate on your screen and the cameras. So, is the Oppo Find X2 Lite worth it in late 2020? I think you can get better. I really do. But someone out there will buy it and will enjoy it and won't be disappointed with it. I just think tech's moved pretty quickly since then. Prices have come down and some new phones have been released that really do sort of nudge the Find X2 Lite a bit to the left. So something you got to consider. But it's not a bad phone. If this was all I had, I would be happy with it. That's it. Thank you for watching. If you're considering buying the Find X2 Lite today, make sure you use my links down below. Much appreciated for helping out the channel. Do you like my new setup? Black walls. Pretty cool. Anyway, I'm dying in this light. Video light's killing me. Checker.